One more video to finish up section 8A. This is page 130. This is involving more factoring, but now we're going to use some formulas, and we are going to, these are called literal equations. I don't know if you remember that term or not. We solved for specific variables back in one of the earlier units, Unit 1 or Unit 2, way back when we were given an equation or a formula with a whole bunch of variables in it. They asked us to solve for one specific variable. Well, we're going to do that now, but the variable that we're looking for might be in more than one place. And in order to actually get it alone and solve for it, we're going to have to factor it out, just like we factored out common terms in the last video. So here are the steps. If you have the distributive property, you need to get rid of the grouping symbol. So you need to distribute if there is distribution. Then you need to make sure that all of the terms with the variable that you are solving for are together on one side of the equal sign and everything else is on the other. Then if you have to factor out the variable, if there's more than one term with a plus or a minus, adding or subtracting, and they both have your variable in them, then you're going to factor out the variable you're looking for, and then you're going to divide by the remaining factor to end up with your variable alone. Sounds like a lot of mumbo jumbo, but you'll get it once we do a couple examples. So the first thing I need to do is see which variable they're asking me to solve for. They're asking me to solve for P. I see that I've got a term with P in it here and here. And I don't have any other terms to move to the other side. So I don't have any distribution. I can get rid of that one. All of my terms are together. Now I am looking at these two terms that both have a P in them. So they have P in common, and I can factor it out and end up with that. So that's cool and handy, because now if I divide both sides by 1 plus RT, this factor right here, my P is alone, and my answer is A over 1 plus RT. Another example, we're solving for X. There's an X term on this side of the equal sign, and there's one over here. I need to get them together. So I'm going to subtract AX from both sides. So now I have XY minus AX equals AY. So all of my X terms are together. I see that they're separated by subtraction. I can factor the X to the outside. That leaves me with Y minus A on the inside of the grouping symbol equals AY. And now to get the X alone, I can divide by the factor Y minus A. So I think I told you before, I don't care how messy the other side of the equation is once my variable's alone. That's not an issue for me to figure out how to clean this up. This is what I'm going for here. All right, so here's an example. This is going to take a little bit longer because we do have some distribution. So the first thing I'm going to do is distribute 3xy plus x equals 7y minus 1. And oh yeah, we're solving for y. So that's the first thing that I should have pointed out to you, is the variable that we're solving for. So we need to get these y terms together. So I'm going to subtract 7y from both sides. And now I have something that looks like this. 3xy minus 7y plus x. None of these terms can be combined. They're not alike. On this side, I have just the minus 1 that's left. Don't forget that negative sign. He comes down. Okay, so now over here, I've got two y terms, but I also have this x term that I don't want over here. I want him on the other side because he doesn't have anything to do with my y's. So now I have minus 1 minus x. I see the y's are in both of these two terms. I can factor the y to the outside, and what's left is 3x minus 7 equals minus 1 minus x. I need a little more space. And I'm going to divide by the factor 3x minus 7. You don't have to put parentheses around it, but you can. Those guys cancel out, and I am ending up with y equals minus 1 minus x over 3x minus 7. And that's the answer. Okay, that's it for this page. See you next time.